0-13 is my online record in UFC 5. I'm not butthurt. I'm still learning. I got the pre-ordered. I pre-ordered the deluxe version of UFC 5. I was pretty excited because UFC isn't like NHL or NBA or those, the yearly sports games you get. They usually take a break. There is a big gap between UFC Undisputed 3 and just UFC 4. There's a pretty big gap. And here they took another couple of years off, and from UFC to UFC 4 to 5, I think it was like a 3-4 year gap, and I think it paid off pretty well. And I'm surprised that EA, out of all the companies, took that much time. You can feel that they really do care about making these games. There is a lot of effort put into it that other sports games don't have. So the deluxe edition I got came with 3 days early access. Technically doesn't come out until Thursday, and it comes with Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. Obviously, you can only box with them, and you get 3 alter egos of Bruce Lee, I think. I think it was a pretty good pre-order bonus. It was only an extra $10. I probably would have bought them anyway if I bought the standard edition. And Israel Adesanya, that's how you say his name, is on the cover of the deluxe version. And then on it's just the standard edition of the game, you have 2 fighters. I forget their names. EA really improved on this game compared to the last one. The gameplay, most importantly, I think is number one. It's way more realistic, but it still has that arcadey feel. It's just perfect. I think the gameplay is probably the best UFC game I've played, and I have a lot of them. The blood. This game is rated M. The first rated M UFC game, just for blood and the songs that they use. They say a lot of racial slurs that they don't beep out, and they say fuck a lot. So the music's a part of it, especially the blood. It's really bloody, and there's just, swearing for some characters. But the blood is definitely like the biggest improvement of them all. It doesn't look fake anymore. You can't really jump in a match and just... you can knock out someone instantly, but this game feels has a lot more strategy to it. It feels like you really need to know where your next move is going to be, or you really could just get fucked over. UFC 4 had that, but this just... something about the enhanced graphics and the movements, it just feels better. It doesn't feel as predictable. You really don't know what your opponent's going to do for his next strike. And it makes for very entertaining matches. UFC 4, I had a pretty decent online record. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, but I had at least 10 wins. Here, I can't even get a fucking win. I was raging pretty hard at first, but there was a couple of matches where the person was cheap and just grappled me the whole time. But for majority of the matches, everyone was pretty fair with their play style, which I really respect. Thank you guys. I wasn't getting spammed with the same moves. All of them were pretty much, out of the 13 fights, I would say 10 of them were fair fights, and I lost because I need to practice more. It is the same controls as UFC 4, but there's just something about the movesets that just feel different. The presentation in this game is fucking awesome. The main menu to choose a character is great. It has a lot of life to it, and you can do a stare down with your opponent. A very colorful game. It's not basic, plain and dry like UFC 4 was. Kind of felt like a cheap mobile game in a way, especially the character select screen. A lot of people are going to be mad that they didn't add extra fighters from the current past few years. I'm not a die-hard UFC fan, so I don't really care, but I definitely see where you guys are coming from. That's like me buying a WWE game and having Edge and John Cena and Undertaker not in it. But at the same time, the people that are complaining about whoever is missing, I don't know those people, so it doesn't bug me. So the roster that we have is good. Plus, we have enough to choose from, so it's fine with me. A lot of divisions, a lot of great detail, especially to the blood. One thing that they did add, which is cool, but it's kind of annoying, is there's going to be a ref that comes in mid-game. So my guy got bashed pretty hard in the face, and he couldn't see. His eye was completely shut. So they had to end the match, and the other guy won. I was like, okay, this is a cool idea. But the next 6-7 matches I played, it fucking happened every single match. So it kind of got annoying, but I liked the concept. It was funny, too, because the fucking 3 other people that I fought, they could barely see, and the ref came in and gave them an evaluation. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm going to win. It's going to be by injury. Those 3 times, I didn't win. The fucking match kept going, and they ended up losing. So it's very iffy sometimes. Like, the dude literally couldn't see, but he still got the go-ahead. And I found that a bit unfair to me. But whatever, it's just the game. Hopefully that gets fixed later on. I haven't had any bugs or glitches. It's actually been a pretty smooth launch. The trophy system is great. It's not a hard platinum whatsoever. The only trophy I'm going to have a hard time getting is creating a fighter, which I'm already doing, but putting them in online, and you have to win one of the championships and defend it once. That you get a silver trophy for. That's the only one that's going to be very, very time consuming. The rest of it's going to be a walk in the park. You have a lot of good, solid fighters, and their character models just look exactly like them. The character models on the character select screen transfer into the in-game just flawlessly. The load times on the PS5, like 1 second, you're picking your character, the minute you hit X, you won't even have, I'm not even joking, you won't have a second to take a sip of water or anything. The game just fucking starts. The crowd is more active, the announcers are more active, the arenas and the events you go to just feel way more lived in. So thank you, EA, for making a solid UFC game. It is a bit hard to give it all the credit, but like, it just came out. But if the launch is going this smooth and there's not bugs, there's no crashes, I don't see why it can't stay like this. The stability, performance, everything, frame rate, the fucking HDR, like the colors are just so nice. It has a banging soundtrack. The only thing I have a complaint about when it comes to the gameplay is the grappling system, which is the same as UFC 4. It's not terrible, but they could really work on just when you take someone down and you want to get up, all you have to do is push up. It sounds simple, and you gotta wait for the fucking circle to go all the way around. If it only goes a quarter or halfway, whatever, and it doesn't go all the way around, you get stuck in that position, and then the opponent has a chance to make a move on you. But there's so many times where I hit get up, and I got the circle to go all the way around, and I should have gotten up, and yet I'm still on the ground getting my ass kicked. I know grappling is a part of the UFC. Maybe there is a different control scheme in the menus and the control layout. I don't know. I haven't checked yet. But yeah, the grappling's definitely not my favorite. It's fun throwing someone down and punching them in the face, but it feels so cheap because they don't have it. Like, I don't like doing it. I used to do it in 4, but even if online, like if I throw the guy on the ground accidentally, I'll just back off. I'll let him have it. I'll just give him some space. I'm not going to just sit on top of him and punch him in the face 30 times unless I get either one really pissed off and I desperately need to win the match, or I just feel like cheating. Sometimes people do. All in all, this is a great game. I had the money to buy it. I'm not broke or anything, but I don't expect anyone out there to pay what I paid for this game. But it definitely is worth a buy when it goes on sale, for sure. It's a huge improvement over UFC 4. A lot of people online, yet again, are not talking about anything positive about this game. The only negative thing I've seen is about how characters that they wanted in that aren't in, and automatically I guess that makes the game garbage because everyone's like, oh, this game's shit because fighters from a couple years ago aren't in here. And they watch the video on YouTube and the quality's not the best, and then they think the game looks like shit. And I tell you right now, the game looks nothing like it does on YouTube. If you have a PS5 or a Series X and a 4K TV, you're gonna get the best picture you could ask for a video game. And on top of that, EA also made the entrances a lot better with music and everything. UFC 4 guy just walked out. This feels way more natural, more realistic, but yet still has an arcadey feel to it. So for now, I'm very happy. I'm very satisfied with it. I'm definitely going to be playing it for a couple of months. I'll have a review for you guys, I think, on Saturday for Spider-Man. I don't want to make a review too early because I haven't beat the game. I want to talk about it with you guys. UFC is different. It doesn't have a story other than the career mode. And that reminds me, there's a career mode, and now there's a new mode for online called Online Career Mode. And that's where you're going to defend. I think you can take a created fighter from story mode and put him in online mode, and then you defend the belt that way. So that's going to be fun. I don't know how they're going to differ from each other, if they're going to be the same, like cutscene wise, or there's not going to be any cutscenes. I don't know. But I'm not looking for anything too in depth. I just want to hit the training gym, get my guy going, and get in the ring as soon as I can. Thank you everyone for watching the video. We're at 180 subscribers. Thank you everybody so much. I'll talk to you guys later.